242 pounds, now managed by General Skandor Akbar, Mr. Olympia. And in the blue corner at 222 pounds from Knoxville, Tennessee, Tim Horner.
This event has Tim Horner sheds his maroon jacket against his opponent, Mr. Olympia, across the way, and we see him on television for the first time under the management of Skandor Akbar. Bill, lots of things are happening.
Well, Boyd, you and I have sat here for many years, and we've seen a lot of things happen. And just about the time you think you've seen it all, or you think you know somebody, you find out you don't. This day and age is, I don't know if our society is so sophisticated or has gone so far from the principles on which it was established or what, but it doesn't seem like principle is respected anymore, and it seems like many young guys are easily swayed and easily afforded by fame and riches. Well, Mr. Olympia, you just entered a hall of fame, a hall of infamy, and you've just become, whether you realize it or not, a servant to Skandor Akbar, who will use his money and his conning and the conniving of you to get forward what he wants and to further his ends as he weaves that web of trying to attempt dominance on Mid-South. I saw Mr. Olympia sporting a new jacket, number 1. Of course, I think it all started when Wrestling 2, that great legend, that man that's never asked for anything, but has gone out and demanded respect, showed up, and the people took to Wrestling 2. As they see a man that's in the twilight of his wrestling career, going out there on hearts and guts and intestinal fortitude, they started chanting 2, 2, 2, and it hurt Olympia. And Olympia thought that JYD deserted him, but that's not true. JYD had to leave for 90 days. Then the controversy over Stagger Lee. Then the time that 2 went in after Akbar because he thought Akbar was the man that had been defaming his mask, and 2 was carried out. And Stagger Lee and Wrestling 2 were scheduled to go against DiBiase and Bourne for the Mid-South titles. Loser of the fall leaves out, and Olympia took that chance to regain the spotlight. So it was defeated and had to leave 60 days, and it seems like he blames all that on JYD and Wrestling 2. And you can hear this crowd as they're cheering Tim Horner on, hoping that he will beat Mr. Olympia. And Mr. Olympia, an upset man. He and Akbar are protesting. They've had legal briefs filed and everything with Mid-South. But as it stands right now, the North American title is held up. Olympia's certainly not out of the running because it's him and JYD that have to settle the issue once and for all as to who the North American champion is and who gets that $10,000. Olympia using a vicious headbutt. One thing you got to give credit where credit's due. He's in fine condition, a well-conditioned athlete. He has his skills. He's a great wrestler. He's been the Mississippi champion. He's been a co-holder of the Mid-South Championship, so he's no stranger to championship competition. And he's got the most devious, conniving, the man that will do anything now that has his ears, Skandor Akbar, who also has Kamala, the Ugandan warrior, and the Black Ninja, a formidable group of individuals. But then there's the Rat Pack, and Hacksaw Dugan, the spokesman now for the Rat Pack, is not content with taking a backseat to anybody, and he's already told Ted DiBiase, you better not have anything to do with Skandor Akbar because I don't like him. I don't like his oil money or what he stands for, and I certainly don't like him because he, at one time, managed the Iron Sheik of Iran, and he said that goes back to a personal thing within his family, and I can only imagine. But here we have Mr. Olympia, the sleeper on Tim Horner, and I've noticed that Mr. Olympia certainly is upset. He's certainly more vicious, whether that is inspired in him by Akbar telling him he's got to get meaner and more vicious, or he's upset about the title or the combination. But he sure seems to enjoy now inflicting punishment. Of course, there's the check as it was supposed to have been. See, had that check been made on the Junkyard Dog for being in the sleeper, they never could have held up the title, and Olympia would have had it. But due to Usher being stunned and the different things that happened, Mid-South has held up the title, and there's one of the men that is the man and the organization that'll be facing the Junkyard Dog.
Mr. Olympia, with a new style and vicious tactics, gains a victory over Tim Horner. We'll be back after this message from Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.